This video will be covering Google's new ARM-based Chromebook made by Samsung. Google's continued push to live in a browser for $249. Let's get started with the unboxing. It's powered by Samsung's own Exynos 5250 dual-core processor. It has 2 GB of DDR3 RAM and a 16 GB solid-state drive. For connectivity, it has a 802.11 ABGN 2x2 Wi-Fi and Bluetooth 3.0. A non-removable 2-cell 30 watt-hour battery, which is rated at 6.5 hours of usage. It weighs in at 2.4 pounds and is 0.7 inches thick. And Google has bundled it with 100 GB of Google Drive cloud storage for 2 years and 12 free sessions of GoGo in-flight internet. First up, we have the documentation packet, which includes the usual quick start guide, safety instructions, and warranty information, and a welcome guide with some tips. There's also a Chrome sticker. Next is the included AC adapter and power cord. It's rated at 40 watts, and I'll be covering power consumption later in the video. Now finally, let's take a look at the Chromebook itself. Build quality is not bad at all for the price, and that it's made out of plastic. On the lid there's a Chrome logo in the corner with the embossed Samsung logo in silver. Let's take a quick tour around the laptop. There's nothing to show on the front or the right side. All the I/O ports are located on the back. From left to right, we first have a SIM card slot, which is not functional on this Wi-Fi only unit. A Wi-Fi Plus cell network model hasn't been released yet. Then we have one USB 3.0 port, USB 2.0, and a full-size HDMI, an LED indicator, and power input. On the left-hand side, there is a combo headphone/microphone port and SD card reader. This unit was built in October 2012. The battery is sealed and not removable. At the bottom you have 2 internal stereo speakers, which are surprisingly good quality for the size. Now let's take a look at the inside. It has a 11.6-inch low-glare matte HD display with a resolution of 1366 by 768. The VGA camera, mics, and ambient light sensor are located at the top. Some might not be happy with the lower 200 nit display, but for indoor use it is adequate, but will be a little difficult for outdoor viewing in a sunny environment. Let's get some power to it and start it up. Initial boot up will take about 30 to 45 seconds. Once everything is set up, boot up time is around 7 seconds. If you're familiar with Chrome OS, not much has changed as far as the setup process. You're first going to sign into your Wi-Fi connection, accept terms and conditions, then it'll check for any updates for Chrome OS and download and install them automatically, and then restart. Once the system has restarted, you'll begin the simple process of pairing your Chromebook to your Google account. First, sign into your Google account. And finally, choose an account sign-in picture, and you're all done setting up your Chromebook. Once you've signed in, a welcome page will show you some basic apps and services that Chromebook can access and how they work. At the bottom you have your taskbar with Chrome, Gmail, Google Search, Google Drive, YouTube, and all apps, which come pre-selected. You're free to rearrange or add any shortcuts you like to the taskbar. On the right side of the taskbar is the time, Wi-Fi, and battery life indicators. If you click on it, you'll get some quick system shortcuts for signing out, Wi-Fi connection, Bluetooth, volume, brightness, and settings. If you have used Google's Chrome browser before, you'll be familiar with the layout and options in the settings area. Now let's open Chrome and open some tabs to get an idea of the load times and performance switching between tabs. When you're working with a few tabs, performance is very good for a low-end processor. Pages load relatively quickly, and switching between tabs is smooth. At the top right, you can either close the window or maximize the window. If you hover over the maximize icon, you get the option to position the window to the left, minimize the window, or position the window to the right. It has no problems playing 1080p video content from YouTube. There is a little stutter at the beginning, but after that, there are no frame drops. Let me simulate typical web browsing experience by opening and switching between some new tabs and scrolling through the content. Other than the caps lock key, which has been replaced with the search function, there are no other changes to the keyboard. Let's take a look at the top row functions. From left to right is the escape key, back and forward, refresh, maximize windows, cascade windows, brightness controls, volume controls, Finally, the power button, which is a two-stage button. If you hold it down for a few seconds, you can sign out. Or if you continue to hold it down, the system will power down. Due to its plastic body, there is a lot of flex from side to side. There's enough flex to be able to hear the touchpad click if you apply enough pressure. The touchpad and keyboard also have a considerable amount of downward flex when you type or click with force. But this isn't a surprise since it is a budget notebook. Let's take a look at the HDMI output feature. The setup process is as simple as connecting the HDMI cable to your Chromebook, then to your TV, and then turning them both on. There's some cropping around the edge, but this would depend on your TV's resolution and image adjustment options. I am demoing this on a Samsung 40-inch 720p with a resolution of 1366 by 768. I was not able to fix the cropping issue. It has no problems outputting 1080p video, and the overall quality is good. The audio is also passed through the HDMI. Finally, for those power-conscious individuals, here are some wattage readings for various situations. When the laptop is plugged in to fully charged and not being used, it draws 0.3 watts. While the laptop is being used for general browsing, the power draw is between 7 and 12 watts. And finally, while playing 1080p video, it holds steady at 10 watts. Is the Chromebook worth buying? Well, if you're a tech-savvy consumer, then the main argument would be I could just buy a netbook with a full operating system in the same price range. But I think the Chromebook idea is for individuals that are looking for something that is cheap and that doesn't have to be managed like updates, drivers, etc. Something they can just turn on and use for web-related content, and I think the Chromebook accomplishes this idea. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and if you found this video informative, please hit the like button. Also, check out the link in the description box below for more detailed specifications, where to purchase one, and high-resolution images.